Wow, we got rid of a lot of that. Got a lot of burning done this weekend. Hey folks, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Eric the Old Jarhead here. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update about the cabin and our adventure this weekend. We actually got quite a bit done and I'm pretty stoked about that. It's pretty awesome to get up here and had a couple buddies here, Lance and Tim. And we actually got quite a bit of work done, so it's pretty awesome. Lance is, he's a retired firefighter and he knows I need to burn slash, so I don't know if I turned him into a pyro or what, but man, we burned some slash. Obviously it's gone out now, which is kind of nice because we're leaving. But we've got probably a third of this pile left and less than half of that pile left. And that one's gone. So we got a little bit left here, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll pull off all the stuff that we didn't burn, set it off to the side. And we're actually gonna scoop out a lot of the ash here and then take the tractor and run it all the way down to the driveway where I've got a really steep section of driveway there. And burnt wood ash is a great anti-skid type stuff. It's amazing. It'll melt the ice, it'll make it really rough, and so we will be able to drive out of here safely. I'll have chains on the front end of my truck, but Lance doesn't have chains for his Jeep. His big 40-inch tires, it's hard to get chains for. However, I had chains for the tractor, and those are monster tires on the back there. They make his 40s look like little tiny pizza cutters, which is over there, right? So I had chains for this, but they didn't work. They would fall between the lugs. There was nothing I could do to make them work, and I was just gonna try to get rid of them somehow, some way to somebody. And I realized Lance could take those chains and make them work on his Jeep with his 40-inch tires. So I gave them to Lance. He'll be able to modify them, make them work for his Jeep. It'll be safer for him to get in and out of here in the wintertime or anywhere else. So that'll be pretty great. And you'll probably end up seeing that at some point on his channel, Living for Today. It's not a real active channel, but he does have some stuff on there about wheeling in his Jeep. So, but we got a few other things done, so I'm gonna show you what we got done. So let's take a little bit of a walk. Should be making some solar power right now. It's gonna be a little noisy back here because the generator's running. However, you probably saw in a previous video, we got that plastic pallet that was getting thrown away and I was able to scrounge it thanks to my wife. And we set it in here, leveled the generator off, and got it set up much better than it was before. So I'm pretty excited about this. It makes a big difference. Then we did the oil and filter change on it. So I didn't get the plugs changed out, but I got everything else done. Generator's happy, life is good. Also got the back room up to 51 degrees, so it needs to be 50 plus. That helps keep the composting toilet working. And previously, we did fix that vent stack, and up top, I've mentioned this before, I don't know if you could see that, but I got that it's like a reverse flow stopper. It stops the gases from reverse flowing down into the pipe and going into the cabin. That seems to be working really well. So I didn't get my icebreaker on there. I need to, and maybe I'll try to get some this winter before it gets real bad. I've still got more work to do up here, but for now, I think we're a little bit better off. So I need to try to get icebreaker though, and I still got to fix that. All right, let's head over here to the mill. Had a good weekend milling. You know, you don't get that much time out here in the wintertime. So I shut down at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because it's going to be dark. When we got out here, we had 5 logs to mill. And well, we got 4.5 logs to mill. That one there is really too small, but I can make something out of these. That one's pretty badly bent, so I might cut that bend off that far end down there. I don't know if you can see it, but right about here it's bent, and I think I'll take that out and just make some 1x panel out of it or something. We'll get a D-log out of these 2, maybe that one too, but these are all ones that were brought in my little opening here by Lance, so that's kind of nice. And then I found out that my solar panel worked really well. Now, when I set it up, I did have a bit of an issue that I wanted to check today, and the light is green. So I didn't have the book anymore, so I couldn't tell you if when I hooked it up last night, it went red, and I thought, Well, maybe that's just because there's no solar production. I think that's correct. So it's showing green. We came out here, it was like 12.63 volts on the battery. Perfect. I was able to fire up the mill, no problem, get it running, and make a bunch of sawdust. So that's awesome. And, you know, we just kick the sawdust around and have good non-skid here. So got it all nice and lubed up. And, you know, you may have seen my little 1-inch flex duct. It's just split duct. This is the rail is nicely lubed up, and then this just helps protect it from the weather. So we're pretty well situated. Got the band off, got everything situated. My windshield washer fluid, nice and not gonna freeze. So we're good there. I do usually undo this like so, and just close that up. And I do that as a precaution. I do need to put some fuel. We're down about here, so I need to get some fuel and put it in here with some stable in it just to help it out. And then I think what we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna zip tie this all up and clean up all this wiring right here so it doesn't fall down into the snow like it is now and then ice in if it snows again. And then I'll just throw some zip ties on the panel to hold it in place there for now. Eventually, I will install it up on the umbrella and then run the wires all the way down here and maybe figure out some way to kind of make it permanent. So that'll work pretty good. And then the guys got my lumber sticker stacked, and I'm teaching them how to do it. This isn't the way I would typically do it, so I'm very grateful they did it because my back was shot. But I would put a smaller pile in the middle of a bigger pile, and I showed them that. But one of the most important things you can do is keep your stickers on top of each other in a line. So we did try to go back and fix some of them, and unfortunately we didn't get it all done, but it'll be okay. They'll be fine. I got 12 new 2x6s, Doug fir 2x6s in there. And then we got a couple D-logs milled and laid them up on top here. So, you know, you see that one there, and we put some stickers underneath it just to keep some airflow going. I've still got to put some felt on top of here and that one there as well. It's pretty good though. I'm not too concerned about those, but I haven't been able to peel all the bark off yet. I did bring a bark spud out to try and peel bark and never got to that point. So Sawing with Sandy did an episode where he showed a little tool that he used to peel bark, and it looked pretty impressive, but honestly a draw knife has worked really well for me. So I just need to get back to doing that. But we'll keep making D-logs for the log cabin edition. And we also grabbed a bunch of big slabs. They're almost 20 inches or around 20 inches. And that's for Lance's bar. So we're gonna make that. And but anyway, it was in the 20s overnight, but we did real good. And actually, first time ever, I think, in the winter staying in the cabin, we just left the porch door open so that the door from the cabin to the porch was wide open, and then the porch was closed. And that kept the batteries even warmer at night. And I've never done that before. I hadn't thought about it, but it was so warm. It was about 75 degrees in the cabin when we went to bed, and Tim's sleeping down by the wood stove, so we just left the door open. It worked fantastic. So I'm like, oh, I might have to try that. But we got some cleanup to do. Got to get the porch all cleaned up, got to load the truck up and everything else, and then we got to dump a load of ash down on the driveway down there so Lance doesn't go slipping and sliding out of here. Looks like snow. Below freezing. No doubt we could get some snow out here. I'll tell you guys one thing. Sitting around inside the cabin this morning with Tim and Lance, drinking coffee out of the old Jarhead mugs, I kept thinking, I really do love the smell of sawdust in the morning, folks. You just can't beat it. Love being out here. All right, folks, I got work to do. I got to get cracking, got to get packed up and get everything done so we can get out of here. So I'm going to drop another video right here for you guys to check out. Appreciate you watching it. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.